The Valley Produce Company worried about their crops after facing some of the coldest temperatures that we've seen in a while.
Channel 5's Cecilia Gutierrez spoke to the company's owners about how they plan to handle the aftermath of the recent freeze.
Farmers pulled out all of the stops to protect their crops from extensive damage as temperatures plummeted overnight. It's a waiting game.
Our business is built 100% around Mother Nature.
The president of J&D Produce, Jimmy Bassetti, is anxiously waiting to see how much damage the recent freeze did to his produce.
This morning's cold snap and freezing temperatures were a little bit more severe, that we dropped down as low as 28, 29 degrees.
Light winds and clear skies didn't allow for the Earth's radiation to stay in the lower part of the atmosphere, leaving his crops with a frost on them that could cause a lot of problems.
We did have heavy frost this morning, which when you have clearing after a heavy frost, you have ice crystals that are on the surface of our plants, our vegetables. And when the sun comes out, it acts like a magnifying glass with that ice.
The frost ends up burning the leaves and can even affect the cells of certain vegetables like celery, one of the most expensive crops they farm, costing approximately $5,000 per acre.
The freeze could affect the cells of this stalk and cause it to blister. It'll start peeling, and that makes it very unattractive and almost unsellable.
This would not only affect their crop, but possibly the consumer as well.
Unfortunately, other areas or our area getting hurt will decrease the supply chain and increase the cost of other areas that have supplies.
Because of this, Bassetti had to bring in an expensive reinforcement: helicopters.
What helicopters do is they hover over the fields and they push down the heat.
The choppers get the frost off the crops and warm them up as quickly as possible.
Heat's rising off the ground as the sun comes up, and we're pushing that heat back down on that crop, trying to warm it up and try to minimize the length of time that it's possibly frozen.
And a freeze, no matter how slight, could put production behind, costing the company more money.
We have to wait. We can't go in there and harvest when there's frost on our crops. And the crops are partially frozen. We have to wait for them to thaw out.
Bassetti says crews usually get started on harvesting and packing at daybreak.
Right now we would have crews in here, packing crews, packing our early crops that come in the morning, but we're bare right now because we have to wait for the frost to melt.
Bassetti says he knows there's damage to the supply, but they have to wait and see just how much. He's just thankful it wasn't a killing freeze. Bassetti says as the temperatures recover, so will his crops. He says the damage to the crops might set them back, but overall, the quality of the product should be fine. In the studio, Cecilia Gutierrez, Channel 5 News at 6.